today's lecture, we will discuss the cornerstone of business ethics, transparency. It is a timeless virtue that transcends the ebb and flow of markets. It is the bedrock upon which ethical commerce stands tall, weathering storms of doubt and suspicion.
I certainly wasn't like most kids. I've always been into old things. I've always been a collector. We operate in an industry where millions of dollars are exchanged on nothing more than a handshake and a reputation. It's a very murky world, and I've always found it really kind of shitty that you have to have a PhD in ROLEX and look out for these gotchas. My quest for transparency came from some of the mistakes that I made along the way. And a big thing that we've been seeing more and more of is people creating these watches that are just a combination of parts that make people assume that this is the rarest thing ever. You just want to know what you're buying and if that value is going to be there when it comes time for you to sell. I just absolutely despise people that take advantage of other individuals, and what I'm about to tell you could certainly get me in trouble.
Hey, hello?
Hi, Edwin.
Hi, Tim.
Just shoot straight. What's the deal with these watches?
You know, I was contacted by a gentleman who wanted to sell a 1019 Milgauss. His dad passed away. He was a watch collector. He's going to be getting more watches.
Where were they found? How were they found? How long has your dad had these watches?
I haven't talked to him in so long. I don't know.
You know, it had a real dial, it had a real movement. I get it home and yeah, there's some things that seemed off, but everything checks out. I sent that to several dealers. It's back and forth. There's several people that have different opinions one way or another regarding its legitimacy. We finally come to the conclusion that no, I think that this definitely has a fake case.
Once I sold one, I just want to get rid of them because I said I get some money from them, but I didn't make the movements. I didn't.
Yeah, and then you tried to put them together to be something that they weren't. You're creating things that are intended to deceive somebody.
I look bad, but I have to own up to the fact that I did make that purchase. I was absolutely fuming because I was like, this mother was getting over on me.
Where did you get these parts? How do you manufacture an aftermarket 1019 case back? Edwin, there's other people that have been impacted by you for very large sums of money.
And that was really crazy just to see that this guy could basically get away with defrauding people for $300,000 to $500,000. At the end of the day, he just has to say, I didn't know, you're the expert. Once this got out that this watch was questionable, there was a story that was popping up about this gentleman that was walking around, 47th Street and trying to get these watches off. So I spoke with an individual who had photos of the gentleman trying to get away with this scam elsewhere.
Nobody really wanted to tell us it was fake. He even texted me afterwards telling me that got his father's estate. He's got the same story he's telling everybody.
Just like clockwork, that month comes around, he contacts me and says, I got my father's 6265 Daytona. And at that point in time, I came in with a just complete lowball offer. I said, I'll give you like 45 grand. Immediately jumps on that opportunity. When I met up with him, he put his ID out on the table and I took a photo of it. And I tell him, hey dude, we got a problem. I got all these photos, I got all these documented stories. It looks like you've been doing this and you slipped up because you gave me your real ID and your real bank account. I put everything together and I tell him, you can go about this a couple ways. You can give me my money back or I'm gonna contact the authorities.
You tried to steal $70,000 from me, something the FBI would like to pick up on.
I'm guilty of trying to sell them. But it's not, I'd go to jail every day of my life.
They've always called us like the Fog City Freedom Fighters. I guess it was just like a feeling like, how dare you? And me having the opportunity to go after him, like he was gonna pay as best he could. And I got him to completely admit to his whole scam. And lo and behold, he was very quick to get me my money back. There's certainly a lot of horror stories that have come out over the years. And I think that a lot of people are scarred by the way that people have interacted with them and selling these goods. I think the best solution to this problem is continuing to be transparent as fuck and highlighting the fuckery so that the community can come together and ultimately weed out those bad actors. The consumer has to demand the change that they want.
In this ever-changing market economy, that demand should be transparency. Thank you for watching today's lecture. This has been a WatchCheck production.